UFC light heavyweight contender Volkan Oezdemir. What's going on, Volkan? How is life in Switzerland?
Hey, everything is good, thank you. Yeah, it's been a little bit different with the COVID situation, but nothing too bad. We had some small change, with the a partial lockdown. So it wasn't really a lockdown, but it was more like we were not allowed to go like more than five people outside. So it wasn't too bad, and life just kept on going. I was able to train, and now it's good. Now it's over, and I'm ready to go on with this.
So at the start of the lockdown, it was more less than five people or up to five people in the group that could go out and like train or just even hang out.
Yeah, so actually, you were not allowed to have like a contact, physical contact, so no contact sports. So yeah, it's almost the same as everywhere, but for going out in the city and stuff like that, we were only allowed to go up to five people.
When you got to train, were you doing a lot of it outdoors, or did you actually get to go into gyms, or what was the situation with that?
Yeah, the gym was closed, so I actually went by my side and started renting a space, and I brought some mats and I brought some weights, So I started doing my own stuff, and I was with some of my friend, my sparring partner. And yeah, I was able just to kept on training all the way through it because I was doing my stuff on my side and just staying with the people I stay with all the time.
I see that you've been doing a lot of outdoor stuff. I saw, on the Instagram, you're out there. It's so beautiful, man. How, it's like you could be in worse places in the world.
Yeah, I mean that's also one thing we try to do a lot because of the situation. Just go out and explore and just find new way of training, And this was the moment we were able to do this, and it's good, man, because everything was closed. We were really by ourselves in the nature, and that was really some good moments.
Was it something that was new to you, or have you been doing that in the past, like going out there into the mountains?
Yeah, I've been doing that pretty often, but a little bit less because of the training schedule. I'm trying. I usually do that on my day off or whenever I have time because you still have to drive all the way to the mountains. So it's not too far, but if you take like maybe depend how high you want to go, but maybe at least an hour or two, and then you have to hike like maybe it takes 3 hours, 5 hours. You stay there, you go maybe to a lake up or you just move around, and then you have to climb back, so your whole day is gone, and then your legs are tired and stuff like that, so you want to have a day off after that. So it depends how big of a hike you want to do, but usually I try to take to do this on my day off. And now I was really incorporating this to my training regimen, so it was part of the training schedule. It was like not active recovery, but it was like part of like a low cardio day. Like just keeping the pace, walk, make the legs strong, and it was really fun.
Awesome. Now, I saw that you renewed your contract with the UFC earlier this year. Did that process go smoothly, or did you have some obstacles along the way? Because right now it's all big news in the.
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, it went really well. UFC was really nice about it. And it went really smooth. The thing is, it was also before the big situation with the COVID-19. This put a stop to a lot of stuff. And it's not the same economically for everybody. Even the UFC. So of course, if I was trying to renegotiate my contract after like they start like canceling events and not allowing people to go and be be spectator to the event. Of course it would have been different because you can ask for that much more money and stuff like that. You have to understand, yeah, it makes sense. And I was lucky to do that also before the event. And UFC have always been fair with me, and that's also good to know because I'm happy to be working with them.
I saw something or I heard something of you had some minor surgery not too long ago. Would you like to reveal that, or is this something that you want to keep under wraps?
Yeah, no, I didn't have no minor surgery. I just actually did my hair.
Oh,
I did some hair transplants
oh, okay.
in Turkey, you know. So it's okay, you know. It's nothing too bad, you know. I was not able really to sweat and touch, you know, being able to touch the hair, and I mean, you know, it's just the fact that now it's done and it's finished. It's behind me.
Oh, definitely. You got to keep it sexy for the ladies, right? You got to do it.
Yeah, you know that.
Now, I want to go back to last December. You went to Busan, South Korea. Was that the coldest arena you have fought in? Because I was there and I was freezing my ass off.
I didn't felt that, but
Oh,
actually, coldest it's actually really different with the fans. The people attending the show are really quiet, you know, like in the Pride days in
mm,
Japan, or you know, sometimes there was some K1 fight also in Korea, I think also too, but they really don't make too much noise, and whenever something happened, they're like, whoa, you know, and that's actually really cool because I like the mentality because you can see they appreciate whatever whatever is happening inside the octagon. When they like it, they're just gonna say it, and that's pretty cool because he make it really special.
it was a very good fight, a great fight actually. A split decision, so it shows you that it was very close. Do you feel like you showed like or you displayed more of your maturity in the octagon with that performance?
Yeah, actually, the more I fight, obviously, the more experience I gain, and I think this experience will help me that fight definitely. I had a rough first round start, and then I got the better, you know, out the more the fight was going, and actually that's usually the opposite that is happening to me, you know. But I had more and more, you know, maturity coming into my last fight, and I've been using that really well. But you know, it's always the same goal for me. Also, let's not forget about it. You know, I have knockout power, and most of my wins are in the first round, and you know, this is what I go for it. But obviously, this fight I was able to get better the more the fight was going, and that's also now something I really gain confidence in it.
Yeah, I guess when your opponent's game plan for you now, they understand that you can have it both ways. You could come out the gate hard, or you could go all 3 rounds. It's just both ways you can do it.
I think that's a little bit the point. Like you can hear people, or you hear the corner in between fights. You know, I was fighting Anthony Smith. You know, those guys say as soon as the first round end, they say, "Yeah, yeah, you had it. You've seen everything he's got. Now it's gonna be our fight." Or I don't remember everything they say, but they say, you know, as soon as something happen, you know, just make him, you know, make him slow down or whatever. You have They say stuff like you have the eye pokes also if you want to catch a breath. That was funny also. But you know they've been saying they've been saying stuff, and you can realize that's what the people want to avoid. They want to avoid my power in the first one, and you see people, you know, some of the guys, they just start shooting and try to hold me in a cage because this is something they don't want to face, you know. And now, you know, it became way better because this is also something I've been trying to work on. And obviously you need to train that, but also the only way to know if it's really working, it's in the fight. And now I was able to see with the, you know, little Latifi and my other fight with Rakic that I'm also able to, you know, keep my power and do some damage, you know, later on.
Now this fight coming up with against Jiri Prohaska. This fight has been rumored for months. You know, what I mean, people have been throwing it out there, and then the UFC finally announced it. Did you have difficulty finding opponents otherwise?
I've been wanting names, you know, like for a long time. I also have a visa situation, you know, that doesn't really allow me to fight in the US, and I think that's a little bit the problem because most of the pay-per-view or bigger show are in the US, and some of the guys they just don't want to travel, you know. Latifi, I fought Latifi in Uruguay, then I fought Rakic in Busan. It's like the two different parts of the world for me. Coming from Europe, and I just find a place I can find the people, and I just fight there whenever or wherever I can. I've been wanting some names and it was really hard for me to match them against me. I'm kind of a dark horse in the division because nobody want to fight me because it's going to be a hard fight. Everybody know that, and maybe they don't think they're going to get the name recognition they have because I was on a losing streak and now I'm coming back up. And it's all gonna change, with my next fight, my next knockout. Then it's gonna be also I'm gonna also be again. I'm gonna be again the guy to beat. But yeah, it was a really difficult moment because it was difficult to choose somebody. And then I think Jiri had the same problem. He was having trouble finding opponents for a debut fight in the UFC. And at the end of the day, I wanted to fight, and I just, this is how you go back to the belt. You have to win fights and fight really good. And I mean, at the end of the day, whoever is going to be in front of me, I just have to win the fight. And this is my way of getting back to the title contention, and this is why I also got the fight.
You bring up a good point right there. Is like a lot of the top guys, they're sitting around and waiting for John Jones, waiting for the move he's making instead of making their own moves. Do you think that that's a big mistake for them?
Um, you know, I believe they're still going to be training. Obviously, they're not going to be lazy, but also you lose momentum. You lose. It's a two-way situation because imagine you just fight another guy and you win the fight. Okay, you're not champion. You lose the fight, you're not gonna be champion. Unless you fight for the belt next, or you wait around and you fight the champion and you win, you're gonna be champion. You lose, you're not gonna be champion. But you have a chance to be champion. At least. It's difficult. Anything can happen in any fight. You can lose against anybody. Also, you can have a bad day. You come out from an injury, into the fight. It's there is so much circumstance that can make your day go bad. And this is why you try to control every aspect of it. So I understand people that try to wait, but I don't think that's a really good idea. Um, Also, it's always different when you're at the rank. If you rank number 2, 3, 4, when you're in the top five, and when you're not in the top five, and it's always different because you have a different position, and also you should, or like if a manager was speaking, you should not be willing to fight anybody because you don't want to lose your position, and I also understand that.
All right, now going back to Yuri, he's the former light heavyweight champion for Ryzen. He had an incredible run with that promotion. When you go look back at his performances, what makes him such an interesting matchup for you?
He's going forward, and I like that. Some of the he's a tall guy, huh? But some of the taller guy I've been facing, Reyes, Smith not too much, but also, and Rakic, they just go backwards. They don't want to be getting punched in their face. I think they're a little bit soft. I don't know. They punch, but they just run back as soon as they can after that. Instead of engaging, trying to find angles and head movement and whatever. It's okay. It's a different style, but I think Jiri is somebody that like to go in. He's an in fighter. He's not an out fighter. And it's something I really like about him, because then it's going to be a nice fight. It's going to be like a slugfest. Yeah, he's good. He has a good eye. He's technical. He has good angle, footwork. He's a pretty tough guy, but also he hasn't really faced anybody um, significantly strong. In our division. So it's a different world. It's also, I mean, it's really a different world because some of their round were like 10 minutes, for the first round, and then you have one more 5 minutes. Sometimes he was fighting in a tournament that was also like a 5 minute round. It depends, but it's a different world also in Japan. And now he's coming to the UFC, so then it's gonna be like the moment of truth for him, and I'm gonna be here to welcome him with the truth.
So how do you see this fight playing out? Do you see the first round we're gonna see vintage Volkan?
Yeah, I think the first one is gonna be the key. This is the fight I'm telling you. Like I'm gonna be unleashing my power. He's going forward. He's gonna regret it. And if he try to fight differently that he's ever fought, he's gonna regret that too. So it's a tough choice for him.
Now, Fight Island, when people started dreaming about it, they're thinking palm trees, sandy beaches, coconuts. You were in Thailand not too long ago drinking coconuts, trading out there. Were you disappointed when they announced that it was in Abu Dhabi?
No, actually, it's really beautiful out there. It's nice. It's gonna be way too hot then, though. So that's gonna be the problem a little bit. But it's cool. I actually never been there. I never been to Dubai neither, except for a connection. So I'm really excited to go there. It's gonna be nice. It actually looks really good on picture. If you just type Yas Island on Google. So yeah, it's gonna be great, and it's actually a really nice place. You have the Formula One museum and stuff like that. So it's pretty big.
Now, you mentioned it's going to be hot. How much does climate affect or factor in a fight?
I mean, as long as you fight in an arena with AC, then it's gonna be fine, obviously. But then outside, and just being so to a different climate and being there, then it's different. I was training in Florida for a few years, and it's really different. When I'm back in Thailand, it's also really different. Depending the moment, the season. But it's tough, whenever it's humid or whenever it's hot, really hot. It's mentally tough. I think it's mentally tougher. So yeah, it's a different environment, and you need to adapt to it.
All right, man, exciting times, but you get to step in again, July 11th, UFC 251, making history, the first
Yeah, yeah.
event on Fight Island. That's
That's
awesome,
really
Vulcan.
yeah.
Thank you so much for the time. Stay safe and enjoy the fight, man. That's all I could say.
Thank you so much. Peace and see you.